everybody, and welcome to my channel. My name is Gabrielle Ray, and I present cases of unsolved homicides, missing persons, and the unidentified. Today I'll be presenting you the case of Elizabeth Kovalik, who was missing out of Milford, Connecticut since November 15th, 1987. She is a white female who stands at 5'5" and weighs 144 pounds. She has brown hair and brown eyes and was last seen wearing blue jeans, a brown sweater, and has a skin discoloration on her right arm. She also has a birthmark on her inner right forearm, and her maiden name is Monks. She was 28 years old at the time of her disappearance and was described as fun-loving, energetic, and beautiful. Some favorite memories of her family include family picnics, singing and dancing with her sister, and rollerblading with her. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful night. She was always in touch with her family, and it was found that she missed 3 days of work from November 9th to November 11th. But she returned on the 13th, where they found that she was in New Haven, Connecticut. Her son was only 3 years old at the time, and she worked at Dictaphone Corporation in Stratford. Her family became concerned after she failed to show up for Thanksgiving, for it was very unusual for her to miss a family holiday. She was last seen November 13th, 1987, with an acquaintance that drove her to New Haven to visit a friend. Police learned that she was in New Haven from the 13th to the 15th, and she was seen at a bar on the 14th by an acquaintance and stayed overnight in the city. The acquaintance had said that he dropped her off on the street, and that was the last time she was ever seen. She lived on Barton Road and was seen with 2 men at a bar in New Haven. According to a coworker, she was acting oddly prior to her disappearance, but we are unsure what that means. It was a week before she was reported missing on November 22nd, 1987. More specifically, she was seen with the 2 men at the now defunct McKenna's Bar on Chapel Street in New Haven. She left behind all her clothes and hasn't used her credit card since her disappearance, and all belongings were left behind at her residence. Deep in her sister's heart, Jeanette Patton wants her sister home, but knows that she may not return. She was declared legally dead after 7 years, and her family prays that each time her remains are found. Police say that there have been leads, but nothing to solve this mystery. Jeanette is now raising Elizabeth's son, and suspicions arose that she may have moved down south, but they have never been verified. Police have no idea what happened, no evidence she is dead, and no evidence to lead to her whereabouts. A Reddit user claiming to have grown up in the area states that the locals believe that foul play was involved. They stated that the police department was corrupt and the city attorney didn't even have a law degree. The only reason the attorney had the job is because she was messing around with the chief of police. She kept the job because she had so much dirt on the other officials that they couldn't fire her. Police had no oversight to the crimes, and it was not uncommon for cases like Elizabeth's to be swept under the rug, especially if drugs were involved. It was not uncommon for people to go to New Haven to party, and Milford poses as a button-down community, but there are many crimes, especially drug-related, that go unreported, with a fair share of sensational murders such as Vonda Bennings and Marin Sanchez. Some towns in Connecticut are working hard to cover up the drug problem, and police ended up sweeping things under the rug. Unfortunately, her brother, Frank Monks Jr., died at the age of 38 after battling brain cancer, and his obituary states that he was preceded in death by his sister Elizabeth. He died on February 18th, 2007. DNA and fingerprints are not available, but her dental records are available and entered. The memorial plaque has been very helpful to her sister, and Jeanette often goes there to spend time with her. Relatives made a memorial plaque at St. Mary's Cemetery in Milford as a coping strategy. Elizabeth should have been the one to drop her son off at his first day of kindergarten, but instead, Jeanette had to do it. She has missed so many holidays, so many family events, and so many milestones in her family's lives. Where is Elizabeth Kovalik? She would be 60 years old today. A few conclusions could be drawn from this disappearance. Did she move on her own accord? It is unknown but unlikely because she kept in regular contact with her family and she took no belongings with her. Could this have actually been solved and it's just been swept under the rug by the police department? With all the information given by the town Reddit user, it could be a possibility that this was just swept under the rug and not investigated properly because of something having to do with her personal life or something having to do with anything involving Elizabeth and any kind of thing she was doing. We're not sure as to her personal life, if she was involved in drugs or what her mental state was, but a couple users suspect that there may be substance abuse involved in this disappearance. Now, please do not quote me on that because I'm not sure specifically if she did have a substance abuse problem or not. Unfortunately, I was not around at the time when she disappeared, but from what information I could gather, I gathered that, there is not really much about this disappearance and that suicide could be an option or could be a possibility, but I don't believe that it was really truly a possibility because her body has not been discovered yet. Now, her mental state was unknown, like I said, but she was acting oddly, in quotes, prior to her disappearance, according to a coworker, which could have been attributed to anything in her personal life, such as problems or just anything weighing on her, but we are not sure as to if that had anything to do with her disappearance. Could foul play have been an option in this? Yes, it could. Her friend claimed that they dropped her off, but did they really drop her off where they said that they dropped her off? Now, police probably know the answer to that more than we do, but it is possible that the two men at the bar had something to do with it. Were they ever identified? We're not sure of that either. And were they questioned or considered suspects? We are not sure. But I don't think she'd willingly leave her family behind, especially because she had such a young child and she kept in regular contact with her family and seemed to have a loving, caring sister as well. If you or anybody you know have any information on this disappearance, please call the Milford Police Department at 203-783-4766. Her NamUs case number is MP3313 and the agency case number is 678350-87. Once again, she is a white female who stands at 5'5" and weighs 144 pounds. She has brown hair and brown eyes and was last seen wearing blue jeans and a brown sweater. She has skin discoloration on her right arm and a birthmark on her inner right forearm, and her maiden name is Monks. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful night.